Welcome back everyone, my name is Lee from looove Kitchen. Today we're making homemade tiramisu. Doesn't that look bloody good? So I felt like tiramisu, and usually I buy it, but it's gotten pretty expensive now. So I've decided just to make it myself, and I know it's actually going to turn out better than the one in the store. So today I'm going to use a recipe from Claire Saffitz, and she makes it into an icebox cake. I'm going to change it just a little bit and just turn it into basically a normal tiramisu. The recipe is not traditional, but I know it's close to what everyone else is used to having. And also the eggs in it, so it does have egg yolks in it. You actually do pasteurize the eggs in it. So that's another good thing if you're not into the raw eggs in the traditional one. And I know it's just going to turn out great because all her recipes I've made have actually turned out really good. So here's the ingredients that we're going to need for today. So firstly, we need some strong espresso. So we need 3/4 of a cup of strong espresso. So I've done 3 shots of beautiful espresso, and I'm just going to add a little bit of water to that to make it up to the 3/4 of a cup of espresso. Then I've got 1/4 of a cup of Kahlua here. You can use some brandy like it traditionally is, but like her, I prefer Kahlua as well. You've got 1/4 cup of sugar here, and then we've got 3 egg yolks here. We've got our mascarpone, which is a cup's worth, and then we've got some vanilla, some thickened cream, a little bit of salt, and then also we've got our ladyfingers. So in Australia, this is what you probably see in the supermarkets, usually in the bottom shelf of all your biscuits. That's usually in the biscuit aisle. This is going to turn out just amazing. So for the pan, she does it in basically a loaf pan. I'm going to be using a large baking dish. This is the deepest one I've got, so that's what I'm going to use today. So first of all, we're going to make the poaching liquid. So I need in total 3/4 of a cup of coffee, a strong coffee. So I'm using shots of espresso from my coffee machine. And I'm just going to top this up with some water to bring it up to the 3/4 of a cup. There we go. We're going to add that to our bowl. And then we're going to add a 1/4 cup of Kahlua. Absolutely love Kahlua. I'll probably rinse this out with my coffee later. And then we're just going to give this just a quick stir. And we're going to put this aside. For the next step, we're going to add 1/4 cup of water to a saucepan. Then we're going to add our 1/4 cup of sugar to the saucepan. And to that, we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. And then 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. So be about that. And then we're just going to put this on the stove. We're just going to melt it down, bring it to just a boil, and then we're going to take it off the heat. And then in a large mixing bowl, we're going to add our 3 egg yolks. Once the sugar's melted and it's come up to a boil, we can go into the next step. So we're just going to keep that aside with us. And then I've got some hand beaters. I'm just going to start this on a slow, and then we're going to add this slowly to the egg yolks, and that's actually going to pasteurize the egg yolks. So there's not going to be any raw egg into your mixture. So if you're not a fan of raw eggs, this be a good recipe for you. Once you've tempered the eggs, so you've added that slowly to this, we're going to whip it on high, and it's going to come up to a nice thick foam, and that's when we'll be done. So as you can see, this is beautifully thick and silky. So now we can put this aside. So now I'm just going to add the mascarpone cheese. into another bowl. Now she does say it doesn't really matter on your mascarpone cheese. A lot of the traditional recipes do. And then I'm going to add half a cup of thickened cream. So that's about that there. And then we're going to mix this until it comes back up to thick peaks. So this only took me a few seconds. I am using thickened cream that does have gelatin in it, so that's probably why. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add our egg mixture to this. And then we're going to beat this into this until it comes up to nice peaks. All right, so that's that. So now we're ready to assemble. This does look paler than Claire's, and that's because she also puts espresso powder into her mixture as well. I've chosen not to because I actually like that contrast of the hit of espresso and then just a nice cream as well. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab about half a cup of the mixture and we're just going to spread that onto the bottom. Then we've got our lady fingers. So with the lady fingers, obviously you could try and make your own if you really wanted to, but these are actually quite reasonably priced. I think they were like $4.50 for a whole bag of them, so quite reasonably priced. So honestly, I'll just buy them and use these. If you really want to, you can make your own. So all we're going to do is just dip, and out, and straight into there. And we're going to do a full layer of these. And I can tell this is going to be strong because they're coming out a lot darker than they usually do. And I think that's just because of all the espresso. And we don't want to leave them in too long or else they're just going to go really soggy. So dip, turn them over, dip again. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to mix up some more espresso because I seem to have soaked all that up. And I think that's just because my bag of ladyfingers is a lot bigger than her single pack. So I'm going to go make some more and I'll be back. All right, we're back in action now. Does that coffee look good? I'm still having a coffee after this. So as I was saying, the packet Claire uses is a lot smaller than the one we have in Australia. So in Australia, that huge bag is what's in most supermarkets. So you're going to find you probably will need to double your dipping mixture. And in this huge tray, this is going to make 2 layers. I know traditionally it's meant to be about 3 layers, but I'll be happy with 2 layers of this. It's going to turn out bloody amazing, and I can just slice out a portion for dessert. It's going to be so good. Then we're going to grab some of the topping. So I'm actually going to put half of this because I know I'm going to do about 2 layers of this. And we're just going to spread that between all of those ladyfingers. right, 2 minutes after trying to perfect it, we're going to do our second layer. And these soak up very fast, so even though I'm dipping in here for like 1 second, not even a second, they're soaking so much of this coffee up. And just like Claire, coffee is just one of my absolute favorite flavored desserts. And I'm going to have exactly the correct amount for 2 layers. I'm going to be honest, I was a bit naughty the other night and I feel like a snack, so I took out a packet of these. So there's 6 already missing. So it still wouldn't have been enough for another layer. Right, and now we're going to put the rest of our mascarpone cream mixture on top. All right, and then I've got one last step. I'm going to beat up some thickened cream, and then I'm going to put that on top, and then we are done. So I'm just going to use the same bowl again. It's all going to the same place. We've got a cup of cream here, and now we're going to beat this into soft peaks basically. So this is at soft peaks now. So now I'm going to just spread this over the top. So Claire actually does this as a icebox cake. So what that means is it's been chilled and then she'll take out the mold and then she'll cover it in with cream. I'm just going to put it on top. Lucky lastly, I've just got some cocoa powder here. And we are going to dust this on top. Now, you could definitely eat this as is right now, but tiramisu is one of those things that actually really benefit when it's been sitting for a little while. So I'm going to put it into the fridge and I'm going to have it for dessert tonight in about 4 hours. So it's after dinner now and I'll let this chill for a few hours in the fridge now and I'm ready to dig into this. And I absolutely love coffee desserts, so I am so excited to actually try this. It's pretty good to me. Let's try it out. Now, I did use shots of actual espresso, so I anticipate this is going to be pretty strong, but I absolutely love coffee, so I don't think that's going to disappoint me. That kick of espresso is so good in it, and the Kahlua just goes really good with it. And then I'm happy I didn't put the coffee in the actual cream. I think it just balances it out just beautifully. My only negative might be is I might have over soaked my biscuits a little bit. I did try dipping them as quick as I can, but I soaked them up pretty quickly, so it's very spongy, but other than that, it tastes absolutely amazing. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a good old like. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.